Fabulous 1890's weekend, we have tried and worked very hard over the years and succeeded in keeping it a really family-oriented event. This year we'll have a lot of 4-H exhibits and things about our farming heritage. And that's one of the other things that we've tried to do over the years, is to celebrate our unique heritage. I know a lot of times grade school, middle school, high school kids think they're in the middle of nowhere and this, what goes on here? This is a chance to celebrate and say, you're in a really important place. People around the world know Mansfield, know that it held the world's first night football game. This place is special. In addition to, all our farming heritage and lumber heritage and that sort of thing. So those are some of the things that we try to focus on over the years. The weekend begins on Friday night with games and hot air balloons, and then continues into Saturday. This year we're trying something different. We're combining Mansfield University homecoming with the 1890's weekend. So we're really anticipating a really big success here.
Well, I see lights, I hear music. It sounds like the Fabulous 1890's weekend homecoming parade has begun.
It certainly has, Dennis, and as you say, the largest combined parade that we've had here on Main Street, combining 1890's and homecoming this year. A great idea with the university and the community forming that partnership, and hopefully it'll pay off in an excellent parade this morning.
Welcome to Mansfield University Police and Mr. Steve Orner throwing out candy right-handed.
Mansfield University has been noted as the safest campus in the United States, and part of that reason is the great efforts of the University Police Department.
That's right. And here we have the Tioga County Honor Guard, which was founded in 2007 to provide military services for veterans. Their motto is service, dignity, and honor. Their training is always ongoing with the United States Army Memorial Division. Welcome.
Please rise for the passing of the color!
Big hand for the Tioga County Honor Guard, folks. Thank you very much.
And here is the Mansfield University ROTC. The ROTC features a command climate that attracts scholar, athlete leaders and trains them through realistic field training exercise and university level instruction, resulting in cadets completing the program and becoming commissioned in the United States Army. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mansfield University ROTC.
Thanks for being part of the parade.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, making their way towards the reviewing stand is the Spirit and Pride of Pennsylvania, the Mansfield University Marching Band. The band under the direction of Dr. Anna Brennan with assistance to Nate Leonard.
Another hand for the Mansfield University Marching Band. Great job as always. Thank you. Here we have the 1938 Pennsylvania Trooper Rex Johnson, driver and owner, security squad, and the criminal outfits behind him. Outfits by so-and-so. Hey, great job, everybody. Thank you for being part of the parade today.
And next we have the Mansfield University softball team. Softball dates back to 1887, and the MU team is wearing uniforms that salute the All-American Professional Baseball League. The league was in operation from 1943 to 1954, and there's also an MU alumni softball game today at 11:30 at Lutz Field. The softball team, of course, playoff bound and playoff victorious last year. Just a great job that head coach Edith Gallagher does with the squad. They debuted those uniforms at the end of last season for some great photo opportunities. Once again, your playoff winning Mansfield University softball team.
Here we have Jim Hayner, the banjo man, who is just back from surgery and out on the streets. He's going to be down around on the grounds performing. Jim has been here just about every year since we began in 1992. Hey, and you have every single button that has been here since 1992. Take it, check that out down at the grounds. And next is Joyce Tice, who has received 2 awards this year. She's the Mansfield Citizen of the Year and the Heritage Partnership Project.
And next we have from 2013, the Mansfield University current homecoming queen. She'll be the current queen for just a few more hours, but a great year for a homecoming queen, Aquia Royal. And I don't know if the homecoming king, Cavante McLean's in that car with you or not, Aquia? Cavante has abdicated the throne, huh?
And coming up and passing out candy like crazy is Mansfield University President Fran Hendricks and wife Connie, with making his debut appearance, Mountie, the German Shepherd, who's still a puppy, believe it or not.
And next up, we do have the Grand Marshals of today's parade. It's the 1964 men's basketball team that made history for the university back in that year, going all the way to Kansas City. And we do have time. Please drive the vehicle as slow as you can, because we want to recognize everybody on that team. Bob Russell, Joe Cassell, Terry Krauthummel, Lee Felsberg, Bud Holzer, Jim Kinsler, John Mikulski, Paul Manikowski, Ron Markert, John McNaney, Joe Russell, Jim Turner, Tom Walton, and Bob Wolf, and of course, the head coach of that team. And he gave an amazing speech last night that we had the privilege of hearing, and that's Mr. Bill Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1963-64 PSAC champion. Speaking of champions, we do have some champions. How about a nice hand for the 1994 MU baseball team? This is the 20th reunion that this team has had since they were the last team we've had to make it to the NCAA Division II World Series. They had an overall record that year of 44-10. The team was ranked second in the nation, and they really galvanized this community that year. I remember all those games, listening to them and trying to figure out ways to get down to Alabama for those championship games. Ladies and gentlemen, they really, really are the epitome of greatness and one of the all-time great hitting teams that you're ever going to see in collegiate baseball. Give it up again for the 1994 MU baseball team.
And right behind is WILQ, and the WILQ chicken, which I think you may be down on the grounds later on. Great.
And next up we have
Mark Hamilton, County Commissioner, and Roger Bunn in here. Okay, you were ducking down under your top hat. Thank you very much for joining us. See you down on the grounds, guys.
And next we have the New Covenant Academy students carrying 13 flags representing various periods in American history, including the flag of 1776, the Confederate flag, Olympic flag, bicentennial flag, amongst others. The New Covenant students, we're pleased that they're with us today in our parade.
And let's make sure I get this right. Girl Scout Troop 40802 and 41408 with bicycles and, wow, really antique wagons. Hey, what a good-looking group! And oh, look at that bicycle, that tricycle in the back. I've never seen that before. See that? Great unit, guys. Thank you very much for being part of the 1890s Homecoming Parade.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, making their way up the streets, we always want to salute the hardworking volunteer firemen, not just of Mansfield, but of every community, because if it wasn't for these people being available and answering the bell literally 24/7, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So how about a nice hand for the Mansfield Volunteer Fire Department, showing off some of their great vehicles. And we don't say it enough, but thank you so much for what you do 24/7, 365 days a year.
My family has farmed here for generations. Gas leasing created new opportunities, but it's complicated. If someone moves a decimal point, you could lose tens of thousands of dollars. I've seen it happen. That's why I make sure that families like mine get a fair deal. I'm Bob Williams, member of First Citizens Oil and Gas Management Team. If you have questions about managing your mineral rights, we're here to help.
At Penn Oak Realty, we stand by the quality of our customer service. Licensed to sell and list in Pennsylvania, our full-time agents specialize in residential, investment, multifamily, commercial, subdivisions, land, and farm sales. As members of the National Association of Realtors and Pennsylvania Association of Realtors, our experience and quality of service is unmatched. Penn Oak Realty, ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Call 570-724-8000.
For an innovative shopping experience, Heart's Desire offers a unique selection of new, vintage, and locally made items. Heart's Desire is proud to display a wide variety of local vendor gift ideas and home decor, including hand-poured Primitives candles, a Heart's Desire signature product available in more than 50 super-scented fragrances. For quality products and affordable pricing, along with lots of one-of-a-kind gifts and collectibles, stop by Heart's Desire, open 10 to 5 Tuesday through Saturday and noon to 3 on Sunday at 27 West Main Street in Gailton.
Every year in the parade is the East-West Karate. The students and instructors from East-West Karate in Mansfield will be doing demonstrations in the park at 12:30. And this always is just an amazing group. East-West Karate, they will be giving a demonstration at 12:30 down on Smythe Park. Make sure you stop down and see them. This is a really great group every year. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of the parade.
How about a nice hand for the Williamson High School Marching Band under the direction of Eric Lavelle, the Williamson High School Marching Band.
Okay, folks, another big hand for the Williamson High School Marching Band. Great job.
Next up is our Queen candidate, representing the Kappa Phi Club, Miss Emily Cromley. Emily from Jersey Shore, escorted by Alston Baroche, and she is the daughter of Kevin and Linda Cromley. It is the Kappa Phi Club's Queen candidate, Emily Cromley.
And right behind her is the Kappa Phi banner entry. All roads lead home to Kansas. Kappa Phi is celebrating 100 years and was founded in Kansas. That's why all roads lead back home to Kansas. Okay, I learned something today.
Next up, representing men's basketball, we have the King candidate. Give it up for Camille Parja. Camille Parja, the King candidate, and escorting Camille is his escort, Erica Mitchell. Erica Mitchell and Camille Parja representing men's basketball. And now making their way up Main Street is our King candidate, representing the Mansfield Activities Council. A nice hand for Mr. Jacob Flock. Jacob Flock, escorted by Tiffany Hobbs. Tiffany Hobbs and Jacob Flock.
And right behind him is the Wellsboro Trolley, carrying the Mansfield University Alumni Association, who is catching a ride with them. The Alumni Association's motto is get connected and stay connected. And we have, and I say we because I'm a Mansfield alum, have 27,000 members worldwide. So the reach is pretty long. Thank you, folks, for being part of the parade and catching a ride with the Wellsboro Trolley.
And next up, we have 3 convertibles, and those convertibles have some very special Mansfield University athletes with them. In our first convertible, the first gentleman who was inducted last night into the Mansfield University Athletic Hall of Fame, he redefined hitting at this university. An amazing third baseman. Give it up for Paul Nietrauer. Paul Nietrauer. I believe from Johnstown, Paul. Paul Nietrauer from Johnstown, one of the truly all-time great third baseman, truly all-time great hitters at this university. Next up is our second inductee last evening into the Mansfield University Hall of Fame. Maybe the best two-sport athlete we've ever had at this university. She's from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, a town that we've had great success with some super athletes. Our all-time leading men's basketball scorer, Tommy Harvey's from Pottstown. The gentleman that probably will pass Tommy later this season, Joe Bell's from Pottstown, but they've got to play runner-up right now to an amazing softball and field hockey star from 2005. Give it up for Heather Long, the greatest goalie in the history of Mansfield University field hockey, and the young lady who made a catch they're still talking about that put Mansfield in the playoffs in softball back in the mid-2000s. Heather Long, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, and he's in a brand new Chrysler convertible, one of our all-time great men's basketball players from the class of 1994, Mr. Tim Cook. 1,206 points in his career. That's 16th in history. He played in every game, and he started in the last 68 games in a row during his basketball career, graduating in 1994. One of the steadiest players you're ever going to see from Watsontown, Pennsylvania. It truly was a privilege to have this young man at Mansfield University. Ladies and gentlemen, 1,000 point plus scorer from the class of 1994, Mr. Tim Cook.
Now we have a whole string of units here, the Barnes family. Horseless carriage, driven by Emery Barnes, and passenger Ed Volt, passing out candy. A 1940s Worthington C6, driven by Mr. Barnes, and a 1938 Farmall F14, driven by Ray Barnes, and a 1957 Farmall Cub Lowboy, driven by Mike Barnes. Wow. What a series of units. Let's have a big hand for them. We don't see those kinds of units out in the world much. Great. Thanks for being part of the parade, folks.
A homecoming parade would not be complete without a gentleman who truly is a Mansfield ambassador. He probably is more well known than any faculty or staff at our university. He drives the Mountie shuttle, and so many students just tell him their troubles, and he probably is responsible for keeping more students at the university than anyone else, because he certainly, truly is an amazing ambassador for us. Give it up for Mr. Kevin Starr.
Okay, the first unit is Young's Real Horsepower with
The Elwood Church
There we
Brass
go.
Band,
Yeah.
performing in the wagon with the Clydesdales.
Thank you very much. As usual, an absolutely beautiful unit and horses and harness. Right behind is Tom Young and the 1890's stagecoach that was built by Ed Roop and Larry Wilson, and that's we had it in the parade a few years ago, and then it was hung up. Tom was gracious enough to get some horses and bring it back up to life. And the mayor is hidden inside it.
How about a nice hand for the hardest working mayor in the land, our mayor, Mr. Tom Rabowski. Tom, you weren't going to sneak by us that quickly there. And next we have
Cuyahoga Volunteer Fire Company with its anti-fire unit. Yeah, they're here every year, being a big part of the parade. Thank you very much.
And next we have a very special group from the Animal Care Sanctuary of Wellsboro. Just an amazing job that they do at the Animal Care Sanctuary. And Cuyahoga County is so much better that they're here
Yes,
with us.
they are. It's been an absolutely great organization for our animals.
And next up we have the banner for the Student PA State Education Association and the Council for Exceptional Children. And next we do have the Queen candidate for the Council for Exceptional Children, Miss Brittany Wright from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Brittany Wright, the Queen candidate for the Council for Exceptional Children.
Got it.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, the North Penn Mansfield Marching Band with the Panther. And the cheerleading squad as well. North Penn Mansfield off to an amazing start in football this season. The combined unit with the Panther and the Tiger. And they've had a lot to cheer about so far this season. And the cheer coach is Miss Brenda Klein. Once again, the combined North Penn Mansfield marching unit.
And another part of 1890's weekend over the years and the parade are the Bucktails, Company E, Civil War Living History Reenactment Group from Mansfield. Let's give them a big hand and thank you very much for being part of the 1890's weekend and homecoming parade.
Welcome to the Sherwood Motel. Conveniently located in downtown Wellsboro, we offer a variety in 42 spacious rooms with accommodations to please any traveler. Choose from a number of bed options. Select a room with a large whirlpool tub or relax in one of our 2-bedroom suites suitable for the entire family. We have exceptional accommodations to enhance your stay and a large heated pool to enjoy after a day of activities. For a business or vacation, you'll find just what you need when you stay at the Sherwood Motel. Visit our website or call 800-626-5802.
You know, my bank is great. They made it so easy for Karen and I to buy our new home.
Well, my bank really knows my business. They made it easy for us to upgrade our equipment and purchase a new truck.
Yeah, well, the people in my bank know my name when I come in.
Yeah, well, my banker is available anytime I have questions.
Is that right?
Yes!
You do realize you both use First Citizens Community Bank, right?
First Citizens Community Bank, the bank everyone can agree on. As the fall colors decorate the hillsides here in Tioga County, Pennsylvania, the festivals and activities continue. Our fabulous 1890's weekend, the PA Apple and Cheese Festival, Tioga County Early Days, and the Blossburg Fall Festival all feature great seasonal cuisine and family fun. Or test your durability while enjoying the scenery in one of our many trail hiking and running challenges. Of course, the unique shopping, fine dining, and great accommodations are available all year long. Catch the leaves before they fall at visittioga.pa.com.
When you're in the market for quality jewelry, you want two things. You want to go somewhere where you know you'll get the best service, and you want to go somewhere where you know you'll get the most for your hard-earned money. The solution is simple. Come to Cummings Jewelers. We have a great selection of jewelry for all occasions. We have the quality, the value, and the service.
Whoa, whoa, come and get the savings all the time.
Cummings Jewelers, 5 North Main in downtown Mansfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mansfield University cheerleading squad under the direction of Dr. and Mrs. Maris, and with their cheerleaders is your mascot, Mr. Mounty. Mr. Mounty in the house with the MU cheerleading squad. And again, we certainly hope there's a lot of cheering going on this afternoon at Carl Van Norman Field.
Our boys are known to bring the heat. What H-E-A-T. H-E-A-T-E. Bring it!
All right.
Let's go, Mounties!
Nice job. Thank you.
Next up is the Queen candidate representing the cheerleaders, Miss Alyssa Mackey. The escort is Gary Kutafis, and Alyssa is the daughter of Chris and Connie Mackey. The Queen candidate from the cheerleaders, Alyssa Mackey. Next up is the King candidate from the photography club, Mr. Jacob Judge. And Jacob is joined by his escort, Patricia Gensil. Did I come close, Patricia? All right, close, but I get a C on that one. And next we have the King candidate from Alpha Kappa Lambda, Max Shar. Max Shar, the King candidate from Alpha Kappa Lambda, and his escort, Hong Win. Hong Win escorting Max Shar. Max is the son of Christy and Todd Shar. And next up Main Street is the Queen candidate from Spectrum, the Spectrum organization, Kayla Fisher from Lewistown, the Queen candidate, escorted by James Query. Queen candidate from Spectrum, Kayla Fisher. And next, the outstanding marching band from Corning Painted Post. The Hawks are in town. The Corning Painted Post marching band.
Great. Thank you very much for being part of the parade, Eric, and the Corning Painted Post Hawks, folks.
Thank you for giving up your Saturday morning to join us at Mansfield, the Corning Painted Post Hawks. And next up is the Queen candidate representing Domination Modeling Organization, Miss Tiana Roberts. This is an organization that supports children living with sickle cell and also to have students feel comfortable with putting on a fashion show. Tanya Roberts, the Queen candidate for Domination Modeling.
Lead the house, I'll take our queens on go! 5, 6, 7, 8!
Michelle. Thank you. Okay, and here we have a rail car, Fairmont M19 track inspector's car, frequently called a speeder. That is the first, there we go. Jim McMullen is a regular with the 1890s weekend down on the grounds, and this year he brings a Fairmont M19 track inspector's car, frequently called a speeder. Jim, thank you very much.
Next up we have from the YMCA, their youth soccer players. And they're getting ready for a game. They'll be down in the park later today. Nice hand for our YMCA youth soccer players.
Is this a 1962 Lark Studebaker? A classic, a vintage classic, wow.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Obi and Jane Oberkamper. Thank you very much for being part of the parade.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice hand for the Athens Wildcat Marching Band under the direction of Kendra Orcutt and Rich Haberkern.
These are 9th through 12th graders. Kendra Orcutt and Rich Haberkern are directors. Thank you for coming over from Athens and being part of the 1890s and Homecoming Parade. The Endless Mountains Antique Tractor Club and friends, 50 to 60-year-old working tractors. They're still working the fields and farms today. That is amazing. And Kevin Abrams, wow. Me by surprise. Director of the Northern Tier Regional Planning and Development Commission, Kevin Abrams on the John Deere tractor. Again, the Endless Mountains Antique Tractor Club. And I think some of these units will be down on the grounds to look at later on during the day.
And next up is the King candidate representing the Residence Hall Association. Give it up for Mr. Samuel Shar. And Sam is being escorted by Riley Thomas.
Hail thy queen! Hail thy king!
The King and Queen of the Residence Hall Association, Samuel Shar and Riley Thomas.
All hail.
And next up is the King candidate representing the Biology Club. Give it up for Mr. Craig Rose of Corning, New York. And Craig's escort is Miss Sarah Gordon. And next up is the King candidate from the Political Science Club. A nice round of applause for Anthony Despara from Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. He represents the Political Science Club and his escort, Sarah Kozlowski. And next up is the Queen candidate from Sigma Alpha Lota, Sarah Coyce. Sarah, escorted by Dylan Crawl.
Right behind him are, again, Mansfield regulars, Penn York Highlanders Bagpipe Band. They were formed in 1956, making them one of the oldest active bagpipe bands in North America.
And next up we have the King candidate representing Phi Sigma Kappa, Mr. Dominic Talley. Dominic Talley in the house, and Dominic is escorted by Alyssa Trossel. Alyssa Trossel escorting the Phi Sigma Kappa King candidate, Dominic Talley. Next up, and they're bringing out the heavy artillery, all right. This is the Queen candidate from the Panhellenic Council, a senior at Mansfield University. A nice hand for Melissa Wiles. Melissa Wiles, escorted by Glenn Wolf. And next we have the banner from the Black Student Union, always a very competitive banner each and every year in the banner category. And also with them is their king candidate. He snuck up on me there. And that is Marquise Isaac Rivers from Delaware County, Pennsylvania, escorted by Jasmine Broadnax, along with Marquise Isaac Rivers, the candidate from the Black Student Union.
All roads lead home. Build, support, unite.
Support, unite.
Good. Thank you very much.
And next, we're very pleased to have with us the Willsboro High School Marching Band under the direction of Bree Erdman and Michael McLaughlin, color guard instructor Sherry Butler, featuring music from John Williams' most popular movies, led by drum major Allie Hepp. And the Willsboro High School Marching Band under the direction of Bree Erdman and Michael McLaughlin. And next we have the King candidate from the Men of Distinguished Excellence, Mr. Yaw Mustang, and he's escorted by Tracy Bethea. Next up will be the Alpha Sigma Tau banner. All road leads home, all the time. Alpha Sigma Tau in the house with their banner, and would you please just turn your banner towards the review stand, the banner from Alpha Sigma Tau, all roads lead home, all the time. And next we have the Sisters of Sophia and their Queen candidate, Jaleese Clark, Senior Jaleese Clark. And it looks like we have the MISO banner next. Another always competitive banner, and they know what to do, turning it right towards the review stand. And next we have the Queen candidate from the Mansfield International Student Organization, Sandra Nelson from Philadelphia, and the escort, Jose Ortiz.
Did you see that? Her fan club is right in front of her. Newly formed at Mansfield University last year, I think. If anybody's familiar with Harry Potter, you know what the Quidditch matches are all about.
And now we have the banner from Delta Zeta, the Delta Zeta homecoming banner on display.
Exit 1857, cute, I like that, okay.
Next we have the banner from the Social Work Club. And last but certainly not least, it's one of the reasons, we have the 1890s parade. We have some of the reenactors for tonight's game. We have Mansfield Normal School and we have Wyoming Seminary. And tonight you will be seeing scripted plays from the very first night football game ever played. We'll have that with a single light in the center of the field, just like they did back in the 1890s. And then we'll have the fireworks display right after that. But again, it's all about Mansfield's heritage as the birthplace of night football. And it was Mansfield Normal. It was Wyoming Seminary. The game lasted one half. It ended in a 0-0 tie. And again, tonight you'll see a lot of the scripted plays and the plays that were used in 1890s football.
And they are pumped for tonight. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of the 2014 parade. Make sure you stop down on Smythe Park for lots of food, entertainment, demonstrations, vendors, and all kinds of things 1890s and beyond.
At Patterson Farms, we take pride in producing the finest quality maple syrup, cream, candy, and sugar, providing the pure taste of nature's sweetness. For 3 generations, the Patterson family has been producing maple syrup. And although the technology has changed, one thing remains the same: the TLC that goes into every one of our products, along with a lot of pride. As the largest maple producer in Pennsylvania, our products are available in our store and online Patterson Farms maple products. Quality never tasted so sweet.
You need a network that believes all of its customers are important, no matter where they are. You deserve a network that provides exceptional customer care. You want a network that is committed to growth and development. You expect your network to travel with you, a network 106,000 sites strong and counting. Commitment, integrity, longevity. This is the Indigo Network. This should be your network.
The Canton Area Chamber of Commerce and Rekindle the Spirit invite you to their 4th annual Canton Wine and Cheese Festival, Saturday, June 22nd, 11 to 5 at the Manly Beaulair Farm. Enjoy a variety of food, crafts, and of course 10 different wineries for your tasting pleasure, plus entertainment by Acoustic Pawn Shop, Midnight Sun, and so much more. Advanced discount tickets are available at these fine locations for just $12, $5 for designated drivers and those under 21. For information, visit CantonWineandCheese.com or call 570-364-2600.
Eye exams, glasses, contacts, prescription sunglasses, even nutrients for your eye health. Strohecker Vision Care's 2 modern offices in Mansfield and Elkland offer a full range of products and services. Choose from nearly 1,000 frames in the latest designer styles and colors, from eye exams for your entire family to specialized services like low vision. Count on Strohecker Vision Care. On the web at stroheckervision.com.
Great event as we combine both our homecoming at the university with the borough and their 1890s celebration as we celebrate those days in the past, the Mansfield Fair, the first night football game, the parade out here this morning where the whole community came together, high school, college bands. We had the 64 NAIA championship team from Mansfield that went all the way to Kansas City. Just a fabulous day. I'd like to think all schools do it, but we really work hard on our town gown engagement with the borough. We carry the Mansfield name in front of our university. We're very proud of where we're from and who we are, and we have been that way for 157 years.
I'm David Cummings. I'm co-chair of the fabulous 1890s Weekend Committee. My primary responsibility with it is the buildings and grounds. I set up and arrange for all the tents, the buildings, and help lay out the different acts that come in, vendors and other displays that are in and around the park.
Now, Little Bertha is the world's most powerful flea circus cannon. And I'm going to fire Little Bertha, and Napoleon is going to rocket across this open space at near supersonic speeds.
I know, right?
And this lovely young lady is going to catch Napoleon between her front teeth. No. Change of plans.
So we've found that the event has been a real solid event for the Mansfield community and Mansfield University, in so much as these two organizations are tied together with a similar founding date. Mansfield University and the Borough of Mansfield were both founded in 1857, and so we share an ancestry. And the whole event centers around, of course, the celebration of the first night football game in America, in the world, in fact. The original night football game took place during the Great Mansfield Fair, and this was a fall agricultural fair where people from around the area brought in their animals and their goods and products and crops and were judged and just showing things to the general public. So we thought we really want to try to get back to the roots of what the Great Mansfield Fair was, which was, of course, agriculture.
This is Joyce Tice from the History Center on Main Street in Mansfield. We're broadcasting from the History Tent at 1890's. This museum tent was started by Chester Bailey back when 1890's first started in 1992. We always bring over some displays from the History Center to demonstrate the changes in Mansfield and the college over time. And we also have a nice big train set up with a circus theme in the back And we have some women from Roseville here with their American Doll displays. And we're having a lot of people in today talking about Mansfield's history and learning about it.
Hi, my name is Jim McMullen. I'm originally from Wellsboro, but now I make my home in Butler, but I come back to 1890s every chance I get. What we have here is a railroad motor car, more commonly known as a speeder. These replace the old hand pump cars, and then the railroad updated from this to what they call the high railer, which is a pickup truck with the little dolly wheels. So this left this particular vehicle available for the hobbyist. And what we have here is a Fairmont M19. I bought this a year ago. I restored it. It was originally shipped to the Wabash Railroad in Beeman, Illinois in 1957. The engine is a 1955 that was originally shipped to the Southern Railroad in North Carolina. And eventually the railroads merged and now they're all in one car. I restored this car and I've made numerous rides. This is your timing mechanism. Adjust your timing so you can start it and keep going. Here's your throttle, brake, and since it is belt driven, this is tension on the belt, and that more or less acts as a transmission for you.
My name is Roger Rose. I was a certified archaeologist many years ago. I'm doing the 1890s here in Mansfield, Pennsylvania with a bunch of Native American and Civil War artifacts that I discovered in Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania. I've been doing this now here for about 4 years. You have about 50,000 Native American and Civil War relics here at this time. We take these on display all over the world and the different country and having a great time with this. I'm dressed like this today in my uniform. I'm also in charge of security here in 1890s and our 1890s Retalia. It looks really good and I have a crew here and we're having a great time. So 1890s, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Colin Bird has brought together 10 new car franchises in one convenient location to offer you the largest selection of vehicles and the best deals in the area. Their goal is to provide you with an excellent purchase and ownership experience, along with quality service throughout the life of your vehicle. Whether you buy new or from their large selection of quality pre-owned, you'll find great savings along with superior sales and service. Colin Bird Automotive, Colin Bird Subaru, Colin Bird Ford Lincoln, and Colin Bird Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Your hometown dealerships that care.
I love it here. It's beautiful, and the people are warm and genuine. I came home after law school to do what I love most, help people build a plan to secure their family's future, including those whose lives have been changed by gas lease opportunities. I'm Flori Simonis, a member of First Citizens Oil and Gas Management Team. If you have questions about creating a plan to protect the people you love, we are here to help.
In 1905, Roy and Fanny Dunham rode into Wellsboro and bought a half interest in a small store that grew and grew and grew. Over 10 decades later, Dunham's department store is still the place to go for the hottest brand name fashions, home furnishings, and friendly personalized service. Family owned and operated for 4 generations, over 100 years of service to the Twin Tiers. Now that's something.
There's something about Dunham's.
Ladies and gentlemen, it happened one night.
I'm Steve McCluskey. I'm Mansfield University's Director of
athletic operations and information, and I've been part of the 1890s celebration since its inception. I'm a history buff, and I was very much so aware of the fact that Mansfield had the first night football game. As we've gone through this, interestingly enough, every 2 or 3 years we'll find another town or another school that claims to have hosted the world's first night football game. Oftentimes, their claim is 50 years after the 1892 date that we did that. We found out through our research, and we did intensive research, that it was a Houston Thompson dynamo that actually was used to light the field with, and that at that particular time, GE, which had just basically been formed, they had bought Houston Thompson's dynamo company. They were taking this show throughout the country on roller coasters to every county fair they could find. So the Great Mansfield Fair was well established and a very popular spot. In fact, excursion trains would come from all over. They would draw 20,000 people down to the park on any given day. Somebody from the university's football team, which again was only 1 year old, found out that they were going to be holding a demonstration of the electric lights, and talked to these people into allowing them to play a football game. And then talked Wyoming Seminary, which was a preparatory school over in Kingston, into playing them in the game. And there was a big leap for not only having lights, but Wyoming Seminary was one of the most outstanding football programs in the country at that time. So for them to come over here and for us to challenge them was also a huge deal. So they fired up the generator and in front of huge crowds to watch not the fact that football was being played, but the lights were actually going on. Incredible. And you can only imagine what the excitement was. So they threw the game in between it, and now the power of those lights at that time, even though they didn't circle the field, they strung the old baseball grandstands down in Smythe Park with some light bulbish type lights. And then they put a post in the middle of the field where midfield would be, smack dab in the middle of the field. And they ran lights off the top of that post. So the post was in the middle of play, which turned out to be a bit of a problem later in the game.
Watch out for the ball in the center of the field. Boom. Not a good thing.
You have to remember this field was also being used as the animal show area. And there was also butternuts were all over the place, and so you had to miss the animal residue, the butternuts, you couldn't see, and you were playing the best team in the nation. The game mercifully ended in a 0-0 tie at halftime because the officials, for one, were getting tackled and knocked down. People were running into the pole at full speed and being knocked out, and it really came down to a sense of chaos. There's an interesting story in the Mansfield Advertiser about the Wyoming Seminary team challenging Mansfield to come to Kingston to play them in a real bona fide game under normal conditions. They were questioning the officials, who were all Mansfield former football players too. So an interesting night, and then that was it. Although we continued playing football every year, we had never played another home night game. So we took this idea, we took this concept in the history, and what we were able to do with Dennis and the rest of our staff was document and prove to GE that they owned this game. they were not aware of it, or at least no one was very obviously aware of it, and that we intended to do the 100-year anniversary of it. So on September 28th, 1992, they brought in lights to Smythe Park, and GE insisted that they use nothing but GE bulbs. And the concept had developed by that time that we were going to make this an event, a community event, and that it was going to be revolved around the festival. So actually, we were bringing back the Great Mansfield Fair, and we were providing that opportunity to reenact history with the world's first night football game. GE went ahead, made a commercial about this, and they debuted it that night at halftime of the NFL Monday Night Football game between Oakland and Kansas City.
It was exactly 100 years ago that a small group of men had an idea to combine the new technology of GE electric power with football. The first night football game. Both the players and the engineers ran into a few setbacks. And while that evening was by no means a great success, the GE engineers, it would lead to brighter nights ahead.
Good evening and welcome to Monday Night Football.
But could they possibly have known that the 100th anniversary of that game would fall on this exact Monday night?
Nice football. That'll be today.
And that night, there were more than 5,000 people down to watch that game. And the excitement was absolutely marvelous. People streaming into the park, it just made you think, this is the way it must have been. This is the way it must have felt.
A nice hand again for all of the reenactors who ran the scripted plays from the very first night football game. Wyoming Seminary in Mansfield, a 0-0 tie.